welcome to Karina's Kitchen. I'm Bella if you don't know me, and I am making a soft garlic herb cheese bread today from Half Baked Harvest. I'm so excited to share with you this recipe. So I already went ahead and made the dough because that's kind of the boring part, but the dough is eggs, milk, yeast, flour, and honey. And I went ahead and made that, and up here we don't really have good mixing bowls, so I made it by hand in a Tupperware, and we're letting it rest for an hour right now or until it's doubled in size. I like to do the blocks of cheese because they just are better to me than the like pre-shredded kind. I like to do the ball of mozzarella and hand tear it, which is better in my opinion. And then I typically cut the garlic, but because up here I really didn't know what we had, I just went ahead and got this and then Parmesan cheese. So that's some of the ingredients. Also, I like to do sage and thyme. You can kind of do any Italian herb, but these are my favorites. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing all that together and getting it ready for the dough. Also, I just want to let the record reflect, if I was doing this in my house, my bowls would be a lot prettier, my measuring cups would be a lot prettier, cheese grater is better. So let the record reflect, this is not my usual status of cooking. So after the cheddar cheese, I'm going to do the mozzarella. You can really do any kind of mozzarella. This is just how I like to do it. I'm pretty sure it calls for 1 cup of mozzarella, which I don't really measure. I just kind of go with it. I like there to be like some big pieces and then some like just like little bits. But like I said, you can do this anyway. You can really just use shredded mozzarella cheese. This is just how I like to do it. Hello.
Don't get nervous, though.
Oh, I'm not nervous.
See?
This is my lane.
I got to smell it. I got to smelling something.
You always pop in because
Hey, it's part of being a manager, effective manager, right here. We ain't nowhere near close, so I'll be back in about an hour.
Okay, well, I'm going to save this little bit to use at the end. And then I'm going to add in Parmesan cheese. I want to say that the recipe calls for like 1/4 cup of this, but again, I don't like to measure it, just kind of do like that. And I always do this shaved just because I think it's better when it's like in big pieces, but you can just shred it or you can do whatever. Then that's all the cheese. I'm gonna add in some garlic. Again, I don't really follow the recipe. I think it's supposed to be 2 cloves, but I'm just gonna kind of do like a spoonful or 2. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to open this.
you listen to
Thank you. Okay, so then I'm just gonna kind of scoop some garlic in. Very not classy way. And then our herbs that we're gonna use is sage and thyme. And with the thyme, you can just kind of do it like this, and I just eyeball it. I like a lot of herbs, and I just remembered Martin hates sage, so this is going to be funny because I always use a lot of sage. I love herbs, any kind of herbs. If I was at home, I would probably be using oregano and basil as well. But sage and thyme are my favorites. So most of the time, like if I have oregano and basil laying around, I'll throw it in. But sage and thyme are like my go-tos for this bread. They're so good. So I just kind of eyeball it. I'll show you kind of when I get done what it looks like, because sometimes a lot of cooking is just looking at it and seeing if it looks right. Especially this kind of cooking. It really I mean, as long as the dough is right, all the filling can be different measurements. I mean, whatever you like. If you like more cheese, more herbs, you can do it differently. I'm setting the oven to, I set it to 400. I think it's actually 350, but I just like the oven to get like really hot before I put it in. I learned this trick like a year ago that you're supposed to set your preheat your oven like an hour ahead of time to let it really like get hot because okay, so now we're gonna roll out the dough and fill it. Just like everything else, we don't have a rolling pin, so I'm going to use this wine bottle. I've actually done this before because I have a lot of friends who don't cook, and every time I make this at their house, they never have a rolling pin. So I've used wine bottles before, but we're just gonna roll it out. I'm thinking like covering this whole cutting board is probably like the perfect size. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll show you how to fill it. Okay. We're getting close. It may not cover this whole thing, but that's okay. It doesn't really have to be like a perfect rectangle or anything. Okay. So now I'm going to just pour this mixture that we made over the whole thing. It's gonna seem like a lot, and it is a lot, but it will all work out perfect. So I just spread it out over the whole thing. It is long ways, so I just start pulling, and you kind of want to wrap it, I feel like pretty tight, but not like, it's not a science or anything. It doesn't have to be like super tight. And then I like to get a little bit of water and just like seal off the edges, just so that it doesn't spill out too much. And then some of it is going to fall out during this part, and you're just gonna have to let it. You'll add it back at the end. So now I seal this part off and get a knife. And you slice it right down the middle. So this is kind of the tricky part. You slice it down the middle, long ways. And you want to make sure you have it like all the way sliced. So you're gonna have to go over it a few times. It's pretty thick. Okay, can they see that really close on here? Because it's kind of the tricky part. So now you're just going to twist it. And like when I say it's gonna fall out, it's gonna fall out, and you just have to kind of let it. It's going to cut. I'm going to transfer it. Typically I do a baking sheet, and I think that's what she recommends. But today we're going to use a cast iron, and hopefully it does well in the cast iron. I melted a little butter. This isn't in the recipe, but I actually just put a little bit on the bottom just so it doesn't stick, and also it just adds a little bit of flavor. So then I'm going to transfer this onto here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to start getting all this extra cheese. And you can stuff it into like the little openings, and then just kind of like put it on top. There's some openings. You're gonna stuff it. and it's okay to be messy. If cheese gets on the bottom, it's fine. It'll just create kind of like a crust on the bottom. It's totally fine. And then I'm going to get that last bit of mozzarella that I saved and kind of like just press it on top. I just think it looks so pretty. So now that we're done with that, we can pop it in the oven. And I think it's gonna bake for like 30 minutes. But I mean, you just kind of watch it and see. The cheese will melt first, but you want to make sure, you know, since it is really thick, you want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. I typically do it like 35 minutes-ish. Sometimes closer to 40, it just kind of depends. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven.
Oh, sorry. Hey.
Oh, welcome.
Are we in the kitchen?
I'm making my cheese bread.
Oh, what? That's somewhat of hungry. Happy.
That's a two-hander.
So I'm holding this. Oops. Okay, and it's done. Yum.
You're ready.
Go ahead.
Man, that smell. I pull you in every time. Oh,
You like bread, huh?
my. Stone loves a car.
I smell something good. I smell garlic and cheese.
Stone loves a
Oh.
car.
God.
Okay. That's a man that's wore off cars. Look at that. Oh, man. Old Stone cherry picker from way back. He goes right in the middle. He been hanging around in Robertson so long. They just go straight for the heart.
Skittles.
Good.
Oh, that is good.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, that's great.
That's fine right there.
Yum.
How you gonna husband not weigh 400 pounds? You make this one. You pass the test. You can cook in here anytime you want to, though.
There you go. There you go.
Look at that on your fingers.